In this video, we're going to assemble vessels from patterns that are gores. So I made some drawings to develop these patterns, and here I'm tracing them. The thin one will be drawn on paper 6 times, and the wider one is a 4-part pattern. Here, I'm cutting out the patterns. I'm using a kind of heavy drawing paper because it makes this a little bit easier than if you use regular printer paper. I recommend you get some tape ready ahead of time. You're going to need both hands to hold the pieces of paper together. The first pieces you put together, you can just align the edges. But once you start to make a three-dimensional shape, you'll have to stick one piece of tape on at a time. This will be obvious in a minute. It's taken a fair amount of work to get to this point, so I tend to go slow and enjoy sticking the things together and see what's happening in front of my eyes. It is kind of magic to go from something which is two-dimensional or imagined in your head to something which is three-dimensional. It's also kind of interesting to see that was a three-sided object, and it would be okay just like that, but when I stick the fourth one on, it's what I actually intended when I designed the form. I am working pretty quickly here just because I'm making a video. I'd be a little more careful getting the edges together if you weren't watching me, but the idea is that I could really quickly make a three-dimensional shape, and I know the edges will go together. Here I'm preparing the gores for the six-sided shape. These shapes are essentially the same thing. When you put more gores in, the gores are straighter, so I don't need as many pieces of tape. I just have one where the wide bits are and the narrow bits are in the beginning and the end. There's more juggling involved here than with just 4 sides, but it's kind of fun to see the thing turn into something. Part of this video I'll speed up a little bit. It really doesn't take much time, but it does take a lot of time for the video to upload, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. I'm playing around a little bit here. You can kind of see what this form would look like with more parts, more gores, or fewer gores. There's more than one way to put the parts together, that's for sure. I hope this helps you to see what I want you to do. Once you get a success, it would be okay for you to just experiment on your own. Maybe draw your own gores and make a few parts and put them together just to see what happens. These are the same outline, but they're certainly not the same shape.